This is leading to where I want to go. Okay, making that connection with pure positive love and improving my consciousness to levels that never happened before.
How do you go about that? Don't you just do it one thought at a time?
Exactly. So no, but with the connections that I'm having, there's no gap. It's the flow of pure positive energy.
Well, that's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be.
That's the way Esther saw this mother until the freak out. And then she saw very little diminishment of it. In other words, she saw the most magnificent thing that she could ever imagine seeing. She was so glad that that little girl freaked out, so that Esther could see how somebody who usually doesn't freak out still doesn't freak out, even in the middle of a freak out.
So the contrast is an opportunity to provide some compassion.
It always is. Well, or to put something else in the vortex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we really want it to be very clear to all of you, especially you. You've been hanging around for a long time with us. We really want you to understand, we are not guiding you toward perfect lives. We're guiding you toward happy moment after happy moment after happy moment after happy moment. The happiest that I can find now, the best feeling one I can find now. If I can't reach over there without pain, reach over there.
But during this process of providing myself with the awareness of this consciousness, it's testing, you put things out in the universe, see what comes back. And one of them was in San Diego. I wanted to have a direct interaction with you, Abraham, without asking for it. And then
Well, you've been sitting on that seat in so many rooms for so long with such powerful desire that you were not allowing. And it wasn't until you reached that place that we called you up.
Correct.
Because the law of attraction is a real thing.
Well, I didn't come up. You just leaned over and said that was brilliant and hasn't been done in the 30 years that you've been doing this, and I provided someone with the opportunity of path of least resistance.
Well, you just wanted our attention.
I did. But what I really done, then to do it again in Boston was so much more fun, because that was the connection of the pure positive flow that had no gap.
So what's this about? Why are we talking about this?
Because the trajectory of what is going on that I was, from the meetings that I have, is the desire is, and I know the components are all in place, of what is thought and where does it come from?
Well, thought is a vibration that you are translating into something that seems communicative.
Correct, but I've been working a lot lately with color and how it flows in and out. And every thought changes the color of your soul. And I've been trying to watch, excuse me.
Well, don't you sometimes wonder what your dog's thinking?
No, because I don't got a dog. I just want to know what these colors feel like, and I try to associate them with certain colors, similar to when I'm trying to go and daydream if I'm starting out with...
It's all right, we're just getting it closer.
Optimism, I start trying to tag into other senses. So as I go up from optimism to hope.
Well, if you're finding these experiences pleasurable, then by all means keep doing them. You translate vibration through all of your physical senses. And
that's exactly it, because then the next thing when I'm up at expectation...
So ask us a question.
Ask a question?
Ask a question.
All of the components are in order. I need $10 million to get the equipment and the land to go do light computer interaction, real-time interaction, introducing the influences of either meditations, types of things, how they change the color of your...
So is your question, since I'm able to find alignment, since I'm able to know for sure that I'm in sync with my inner being, then what's the disconnect about the $10 million? Is that your question?
Kind of, sort of, because just like all of these people are components of Abraham. I don't need someone with $10 million that's going to say, when is this going to be produced? When is that going to be? When is this? Because they're introducing all the resistance. Correct. I want someone that's in for the joy, the ride. This is a wonderful manifestation.
Well, you don't need anybody. You just need $10 million.
Correct. But I don't need them to, because the unfolding is magnificent, is the point that I'm trying to make. I don't have the answers to all of the components. I know it's going to happen. I got all of that.
Well, we don't believe you. We don't believe that you know it's going to happen. or you wouldn't,
I know it's capable of happening.
you know it's possible.
Correct. And I
You
want
know-
to take possible to probable to inevitable.
Well, those are a lot of words. So what color is possible?
What color is possible? What color is possible is when you take yellow and blue and you get fuchsia, because it just represents power. Now I got a stick I can pick up. One end of that stick would be anger, resentment, and the other one would be passionate focus.
You know, you've been listening to us too long.
Okay.
Because we're making this more complicated than it is. So just relax, because we're going to reboot you.
Good.
Your newest, most active desire, open your eyes. Your newest, most active desire, your newest, most active desire is the accumulation of resources that give you the ability to produce something that demonstrates something that you can't quite articulate yet. So it's not ready for prime time. The specificity of it has not been discovered by you. The generalness of it has, but the specifics of it haven't. So you don't need the money yet, because the idea is not attracting the money yet, because it's not at that phase yet. It's not at that phase.
This is where a little bit is, because if I keep talking about the idea, it loses its momentum in a sense. And I bring it out too quickly. But how do I get people interested in it if I don't
You don't
talk
have
about
anything to interest anybody in yet.
it? Okay.
And the reason that this conversation is so really wonderful is because this is what almost everybody is doing. You have this vague idea of something that you want, and you're asking the universe to fill in all the details of something that you have not yet filled the details in. And filling the details in is not just something that you have to do, it's something that you want to do. Creation is about sculpting and molding and defining. It's not about just getting an idea and then boom, there's a big thing, and then boom, there's another big thing, and then you say, oh, look at that big thing I did. There's no satisfaction in that at all. These are ideas that are coming to you. These are theories that you are exploring that are filling in. And as the contraption, for lack of a better word, comes into greater clarity in your mind, it is our promise to you that the resources to take it into a demonstratable place will be there too. In simple terms, it's trying too hard. And that's why we want to say, what's it about? In other words, because really, if you were feeling the way you were describing, there's no gap between you and that clarity and you and that love, then we wouldn't have been having any of this conversation. But most people are trying to fill the gap with manifestation.
I wasn't. When that manifestation between you and I in Boston had no words. It had no form.
Well,
and that's when I started playing with, every thought with your soul, changing the color of your soul. I don't know, does it do that?
But here's the thing. We really want to get this out of la-la land and into the practical world of demonstrating creation here. You came into physical bodies to manifest. And we're talking about vibration and we're talking about energy, but we're also talking about alignment with vibration that produces results that you can see. Sometimes people say, Esther looks nice, and we say it's nice that you think we look nice, because we're usually just a nebulous mist, because you have to be here in this environment in order to translate vibration into something that is seeable or hearable and so forth. So back to the rebooting. Most people that we visit with just want to know how to get the money so they can do the thing they want to do. We're not talking about you, just listen for a minute. They want an understanding of how to get from where they are that they're not completely happy with to where they want to be when they think they'll be more happy. So they're living conditional lives, conditional love. If I could just affect that condition, then I would feel better. So we come along and we explain to you how the universe works, that it's not about finding things and putting your lasso around them and bringing it to you. It's a much more complex, not complicated, but complex picture where you gather desires and your inner being holds them as a solid gathering place while you're catching up with the fullness of what you've put there. We know you've heard us say this because we've said it so many times. We don't know anyone in physical form who could adequately describe the contents of their vortex. Because you put it there in incremental pieces, and you have no way of comprehending what the cooperative components are doing with each other until you find the frequency that lets it come into your life and it shows itself to you. Well, that's sort of what you're beginning to experience. You have this thing that's in your vortex that is beginning to come into your experience and show itself to you, but now all of a sudden you're trying to invent it, you're trying to create it, you're trying to gather the money, and then you're going to want to market it. In other words,
No, it's not for me. What I started out with is I wanted to start a foundation for my sister who passed, based on extending, providing
so
families.
when we say that it's complicated, it is.
Yeah,
isn't
it is, but for providing families an opportunity to create loving experiences through joy, which create a lot of laughter
Well, then,
and a lot of well-meaning.
by all means, then, and we're being as sarcastic as Esther's voice can discover, by all means, build a contraption and guide people away from their own emotional guidance system, which will get them exactly where you say you want them to be.
Okay, well, that's not the whole aspects of what I'm trying to reveal to you now. That's my desire, and it was based on that, and it's for families that are recovering from chemo, things like that. They're, just give them an opportunity to go have some fun. That's fun.
Say something
But some of the other people, and to provide that for them.
We're going to say something to you that's really strong and harsh. This is why we usually leave you sitting in that chair. It's because what you want to talk about is not connecting with anybody in the room. Mm-hmm. It's not about turning thoughts to things quite yet. So can you break it down?
Well, I was trying to incorporate what I perceive as other people's desires and their contributions of what they do, what they want as far as, and trying to help them.
But you hear us, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot here today is that they have a relationship with their inner being, and they have a point of attraction, and it's really not your job to figure out what they want and to create some kind of thing that brings that to them. Yeah. And that's why it gets so convoluted and it goes off in so many directions, and that's why you haven't focused it into being quite yet, because you're trying to do things that aren't yours to do.
Yes, I'm trying to bring in the cooperative components that I feel that can get me where I want to go.
Instead of letting the law of attraction bring you the cooperative components. And so when we say we want to reboot you, what we mean is we want you to take it back to its simplest of forms. And so it would go something like this. I know I'm born as an uplifter and I want to be of value to the world. And what we want you to hear is that sometimes it's as valuable to sit with a child on an airplane as it is to create some contraption that saves humanity. In other words,
I have those very same moments.
We know you do. You describe that to us. And when you are in harmony with who you are, one of those moments feels as fantastic as another of those moments. In other words, alignment is alignment is alignment is alignment is alignment. And the thing about these grandiose, and everything's possible. We're not trying to guide you away from anything. The thing about these really big, earth-changing, everybody's going to benefit from it sort of concepts that doesn't work out very well for most people is that it defies the individual ability to attract. What it says is, I'm going to create something for all of you that is going to get you to where you want to be, because I see that you cannot get to where you want to be with the resources that you were born to do it for yourself. Everyone has an inner being. Everyone has emotions. Everyone has the color chart going on in them, the emotional chart. They're all translating it in different ways. It is not a complicated thing. Things that feel good are good for you. So let's just leave it there.
We can, for now.
I'll be in my usual seat.
Back to your chair.